I will get the feature. So go back to the scripting part. Transform is a variable. Transform is a variable. Here this transform indicates I have attached this particular script to the cube. So the cube's transform will be accessed over here. The cube's transform will be accessed over here. Now I want to move the cube. So we have a function called translate. We have a function called translate. Okay, so this is what the Unity game or the AR/VR programming. Okay, you guys should learn this programming, not like a normal basics of programming. Okay, so like transform.translate. See, basically, translate can happen in 6 different directions. Okay, 6 different directions, like either right side or left side or up or down or forward or back. Okay, so we have 6 possibilities to transfer the cube. So here I have written the logic, the syntax like transform.translate, and the open brace, close brace, okay, will be considered as a parameter. Parameter in the sense, okay, you have to mention in which direction, okay, you want to make the cube to move. Okay, so here I want to make my cube to move towards to the right side. Okay, right side in the sense, okay, I have to use the X value. So the X, Y, Z, all the 3 values combined together, saved in one particular data type called vector3. Okay, so vector3 is a data type, okay, which has the feature of holding X, Y, Z value. Okay, that X, Y, Z value might be a position, or that X, Y, Z value might be a rotation, or that X, Y, Z value might be a size of the game object. Okay, so here vector3 dot right. Why? Because I want to make my object cube to move towards to the right side. So these are all the syntax. Okay, vector3 dot right into 1.0 f is the speed value or the position value from the original position into 1.0. Okay, along with that value, okay, I'm going to add one more meter towards to that. Okay, then that value is supposed to get updated. See, I want to make my cube to move towards to the right side. So here I have called the transform.translate and I'm passing the parameter like vector3.right into 1.0 f. Controllers. This is the speed value 1.0 f. Minimize controllers. Click the play button. Carefully watch the scene window. See. Now the cube is shifted 1 meter towards the right side. See, by default, the cube has kept it in 0, 0, 0 position. After executing, cube just moved only once and the value is updated. Okay, that you can cross verify in the inspector. See, the position, the X value became 1. Why? Because in the scripting, I am just moving only 1 meter. And I have written that particular logic inside the start function. Okay, why it is just moved only 1 meter? Because the start function will get execute only once. The start function will get execute only once. Suppose if I cut this line, paste it over the update function, controllers. Now,
Sorry, sir. Sir, is it what is the programming language, sir? Name?
C#, she has.
Okay, thank you.
The normal C# programming, normal C# means, okay, again, okay, you will learn variables like integer, float, string, character. But here, the data might be different. So that is what I was explaining. Okay, so
Yes,
using
sir.
the C# programming language, okay, you can develop the website. Okay, you can create many Windows-based applications. But there we are using the data like numbers, words, decimals, and so many things. But in these kind of a graphics oriented applications, okay, the data might be like a 3D models, okay, a couple of mathematics and physics, the UI images, the audio files, the physics, animations, like, so that is what the difference between the game programming and the normal application programming. So that is what we have to learn. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So here I have kept that line inside the update function. Go back, just execute this. See, now the cube is just moved like this. You can see, okay, I didn't stop my application, okay, which is keep on running. And where is that cube? Just a double click, double click, double click. It is keep on moving. Where do I check? See, in the inspector, you can see the X value, which is keep on increasing. That means the cube is keep on moving. The reason update function will execute again and again, again and again, again and again until I click the exit button. See, once I stop, again it came back to the zeroth position. Okay, so this is what the start function, update function. And now 1.0 is not a big value. Okay, that is just a very lower value. Even though the cube is moving very fast, the reason behind this, now the code which I have written is executing based on my system's configuration. Okay, my system configuration is I have a 16 GB graphics card and I have a 32 GB RAM and I have a i11 processor. So because that 1.0 is making a huge impact, okay, which is moving very fast. Suppose if you are executing the same program in the lower end machine, okay, you won't get such speed, okay, so the application will execute very slowly. So if you are developing any application like this, okay, like the application is working based on the hardware dependent, then such kind of applications, okay, no one will like in the market. Why? Because if the iPhone users are using or getting the features very quickly, and if the Android users are getting very slow, then nobody will like such kind of applications. Across all the platforms, across all the devices, the functionality should work similarly. The graphics can vary. But the functionality wise, the features wise, okay, the feature should execute similar across all the platforms. So now, like the object is moving very high speed in my device, but suppose if you are executing this in the lower end machine, it will move very slow. Then how to fix this issue? Okay, how to fix this issue? Say like we have Android operating system, we have a Windows operating system, we have a iOS operating system, we have a BlackBerry, we have a Samsung, and we have web. We have so many operating systems, Linux, and we have so many operating systems. Across all these operating systems, one particular thing, okay, that is common. Okay, that is not like a memory, or that is not like a RAM, or that is not like a processor. That is a time. Time is a constant value that will run similarly across all the devices. iPhone users timing is not moving very fast, and the Android users timing is not moving in a medium way, or the no or the Linux users time is low, I mean moving very less. It is not the case. Across all the platforms, 60 seconds equals to 1 minute and 60 minutes equal to 1 hour. So now, whenever I'm going to write these kind of a graphics oriented logic, especially like movement, all those things, I can't just to multiply only with the speed value. Okay, along with the speed value, okay, I have to multiply with the time also, like time dot delta time. Dot delta time. Now, let me play the. Okay. This is the original speed of the 1.0 value. Okay, now my code is not working based on the hardware performance, which is working based on the time which is running in my system. So this is a speed. This is the output. Okay, you will get similarly across in all the devices. Okay, so this and all, okay, you have to remember. Okay, so now you know how to move the game object. You see, instead of right, if you change the parameter like left, you can use, see, the cube is moving towards to the left side. Okay, so transform and translate is a syntax which carries the parameter. And in the parameter place, okay, you can decide, okay, in which direction, okay, you want to move. Okay, either right side or left side or up or down or forward or backward. Okay, now, suppose I have one more game object, like game object, 3D object, sphere. Reset. Now I have two different objects. One is a cube, other one is a sphere. In this scenario, okay, I want to make my sphere also to move towards to the left side. Sphere also want to move towards to the left side. So I don't need to create one more new script. I don't need to create one more new script. You can reuse the script like drag the same cube movement script and attach into the sphere. Okay, the sphere carries the cube movement. Now control S and see the output. So this is what the beauty of this engine, reusability. Okay, reusability is one of the important feature in the object-oriented programming. That is what, okay, we are exploring. See, you don't need to repeat the same script again and again. Okay, you can reuse it like this. Okay, so now you guys know how to move the game object. Suppose if you want to rotate, okay, instead of translate, second, let me comment this particular line. Go with the next line like transform dot rotate. I want to rotate the game object like vector 3 dot right into angle 30.0 f is a angle degree into time dot delta. I have just commented my translate functionality. Now I want to show the rotation functionality. So if you just click the play button, see both the sphere, I mean both the objects are running. So when the sphere rotates, okay, you can't find the difference. So you can check the value in the inspector. See right side in the sense the x value. So when you use the x value to rotate, the object will move towards to the forward or the backward direction. So that is what is happening. Okay, similarly, okay, if you want to expand the size, let me run a logic like transform dot local scale. Transform dot local scale plus equal to new vector 3. Guys, see transform dot translate means, okay, wherever I have used this particular script, so that will inherit the value of the position, that will inherit the value of the rotation. Here, transform dot local means, local scale means, okay, it will inherit the value of the size, okay, scale value. Like if sphere is having 111 means, okay, the local scale means that local scale value will return in the x-axis 1, y-axis 1, and z-axis 1. So here I am going to add some more value along with the previous size. So that is why here I have used plus equal to the new vector 3, 0.01f. Suppose if you want to expand your object only in the horizontal mode, you can mention that particular value only in the x parameter place. In the y parameter, okay, you can make it 0, and the z parameter, okay, you can again keep it 0. Okay. And now, see, the object is getting expanded only in the x-axis, horizontal axis. Horizontal axis. Suppose I don't want in the x-axis, I want in the y-axis means make the x parameter place 0 and y you can keep some value and the z value you can again make it 0. Controls. Like this. Yes, I want to increase the size similarly according all the three directions means, okay, you can give the similar value in x position, y position, and Z position controllers. We can check the values here. See, in X, Y, Z, in all the three directions, okay, the object is expanding similarly. Okay, now somebody can ask that, sir, it is keep on increasing the size. Okay, I want to stop it in certain extent. Okay, I don't want to make my object to keep on expand the size. In such case, you have to add the conditions. Okay, so that is what like if else condition or switch is a condition. Okay, you can use according to your requirement. But now here, let me use the if condition. Like if the transform dot scale dot x value. Why? Because okay, here I'm just using the similar value in all the three directions together. So I don't need to check all the three parameters. Okay, let me check only one parameter like in x. It should be less than 2.0 f. I want to make my object to expand only till it reaches 2 meter. Once it reaches 2 meter, then this condition will get failure. Okay, then this logic won't get executed. Okay. Controllers. Let me click. That's it. See, cube and sphere. It won't keep on increase the size. Okay, why? Because okay, I can return the condition. So this is what the basic things. Okay, this is what the basic things. Okay, so now you guys know how to make all the manipulation functionalities. Okay, during the runtime. Okay, so the next functionality is suppose controller. Suppose controllers. Let me add one more cube. Assume this cube as a player. Assume, okay, this cube is a player. Okay, like two. So player is an object, okay, he will always wait for what the actual user is instructing. Okay, he won't take a call by himself. Okay, he will always listen of what the users are instructing. So that is what the gaming. Okay, so when you start play the game, based on your input controls only, okay, the player can show the response. Okay, so if you press W key and if at all, if they would have written the logic that if you press W, then only the character should move forward means then the character will move forward. Again, if you press R, then only the character is supposed to rotate, then only the player will start rotate. Like player is the object, okay, who will always listen the user inputs. So now you guys should know, okay, how to control the game objects. See, in the previous scenario, okay, we don't have any control on the cube or the sphere. Once you start click the play button, automatically, okay, the cube is moving towards to the right side, or the cube is keep on rotating towards to the right axis, or the objects are just to keep on expanding the size till it reaches 2.0. But I don't have any control. But player is an object, okay, who has to be always listen. So now you should know, okay, how to control the objects. Okay, like how to give the inputs. So as we are working on the PC or a laptop, in the PC or a laptop, like, okay, we have an input device like a keyboard, touch screen and mouse. Okay, using either one of these, you can give the signals and based on that signals, okay, the player object can show some response. Okay, so now like I want to make the player object to move around. So I'm going to decide couple of keys in the keyboard. Whenever okay, I'm pressing the W key, I want to make my cube to move up. If I press yes, the cube should come down. When I press D, it should move right. When I press A, it should move left. Okay, so that is what okay, I have decided. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, you can use any key. It is not necessary that okay, you should be always go with the WASD keys. Okay, so for that, let me create a new script called player controller. Let me create a new script called player control. As usual, okay, you will get the start function and update function. Now you are going to write the logic of control the player from the starting to end. So such kind of a logics, okay, you are not supposed to write inside the start function. Why? Because this start function will get executed only once. But if at all, if you are playing the game for 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hours or throughout the day, that means you have such kind of a logics and all inside the update function. Okay, so now I want to give the inputs. So we have a class called input in the C# programming, like if input. So basically, when you are exporting the normal application like a GPay or a Gmail or a Facebook or a WhatsApp, okay, everywhere it is kind of a even based. Okay, you have to do something, then only okay you will get some response. Take an example. Okay, when you are working on the menu page, okay, we have a start button, we have exit button. So if you keep on hold the start button, okay, the application won't get start. Okay, you have to press and release, then only the start function will get executed. And in the gaming, we have two different type of events. Okay, when you are in the menu page, okay, you can interact the button once, then only the certain feature will get executed. Suppose when you are playing a racing game, okay, I hope like so many of you can play the NFS game. So, or we can go with the real example only. Okay, when you guys are start riding the vehicle, okay, first you have to insert the key and you have to on. So that on functionality should happen only once. Okay, you don't need to keep on, switch off, switch on, switch off, switch on. That's it. After that, the vehicle will get start. And if you want to increase the speed, okay, you have to gradually turn or rotate the accelerometer or that particular hand. So if you slowly rotate your that handler, the speed value will get increased. Okay, you are not keep on just moving front and back like that. Okay, you are just gradually holding the two-wheeler handler and you are rotating. So this is one type of input. See, if you want to make the bike to get start, okay, you are inserting the key and you are just rotating only once towards to the right side. So that's it, on. You are not keep on rotating. But when you want to apply a speed, okay, you are not keep on moving your handler front and back. Okay, you are holding the handler, you are slowly rotating, and the speed value is keep on increasing. So that is what the difference between the normal application and the gaming application. In the normal application, okay, everywhere it is kind of a even based. But in the gaming, when you are in the UI or in the main page, it is kind of a button interaction. But when you go inside the game, like especially a racing game, and if you want to apply more speed, or if you want to reduce the speed, or if you want to apply a brake, so that time, okay, you have to press that particular button or a key and you have to just hold it. Okay, you don't need to keep on press and release. Okay, so we have two different input methods in the gaming. Okay, so now the input dot, the first one is a get key down. Get key down. That means, okay, you can get any key and you have to be press and release. Okay, so that is what the meaning of get key down. And here again the parameter. Which key you are going to press and release once, that you have to mention. So we have a class called key code and I said I want to go with the W key. So whenever I am going to press the W key once and the below logic will get executed. Like what kind of a logic? Like div dot W key is best. Now one more method like if input dot get key. Get key means, okay, you are not going to keep on press and release certain button. Okay, you just press the button once and you just hold it like this. So the below logic will get executed. Okay, here the key code automatically, if it is taking yes, because of, okay, I was keep on writing the programming. So I have the AI. So it will write the logic as per my wish. Okay, so now debug dot log Yes, is pressed. See, the W key is the control of get key down, and the S key is just to press and hold the key. Okay, so get key down means, okay, you have to press and release that button, then only this statement will get printed. But S key, okay, you just press and hold it, okay, the below logic will get executed just like that. Okay, now controllers. As usual, go back. If you click the play button, automatically the player controller script won't get executed. Okay, you have to attach into the respective game object. Okay, why I have created this particular script? For controlling the player. So just drag and drop the script to the player object. Okay, controllers. The play button. Now I'm just pressing the W key once. Let me show the statement. Can you see the statement? Like W key is pressed how many times? Only once. Again, let me press once again. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys can hear the tap sound. I'm just tapping on the W key. So it is increasing one by one, kind of a step count. Now I am going to press and hold the S key. You see the number. See, I'm just pressing the S key and just holding like that. So the below logic is getting executed like that. See, the S key is pressed. So the first logic means the get key down logic. Okay, you have to use whenever you are going to interact with the buttons. And the get key logic, whenever okay, you are going to control the game object, okay, especially like a vehicle. So that time, okay, you can go with the second logic. Okay, get key. Okay, now when I remove my finger, okay, it will stop execute. Again, if I hold the S key, it will increase. Now, if I press the W key and hold, it won't get increase. Okay, when I release, then only the number will get increased. But my requirement is I want to control my player cube, right? Whenever I press the W key, I want to make transform dot translate vector 3 dot up into 1.0 f. Here, transform dot translate vector 3 dot down into 1.0. Okay. Now, I didn't multiply with time dot delta time. Why? Because in the first case, okay, if you multiply with the time dot delta time, okay, the cube will move very, very slowly. So you can't feel that output. So that is why I didn't multiply with the time dot delta time. Go back to the editor screen, click the play button. I am pressing the W key. See, you can hear the tap sound. Now I am going to press and hold the S key. See, it just went like this. Again, keep on pressing the W key, it will come up because it is somewhere. It is somewhere where it just went just like that. See, you can see the value. So for a smooth execution, you should always go with the get key along with the time dot delta time. The speed value is little less. So let me increase to 1, 2. D, I want to move my object towards to the right side. A, Okay, so here I'm just using only the get key method. Whenever I'm just holding the W key, okay, I want to make my cube to move smoothly and continuously. So that is why, okay, here I'm using the get key and in the 2.0 speed with based on my timer. W key is for the up movement, S key is for the down movement, and D key is for right, and A key is for the left movement. Controllers. Go back. The play button. See, I'm just pressing the W key. Get key only. Yes. Controllers. Focused. Yeah. I'm just pressing the W key. You can see the cube is moving smoothly. When I press yes, it will come down. When I press D, it will move right side. When I press A, it will move right side, left side. Even I'm pressing A and W. Okay, you can control both the keys. See now, D and W and S and D. You can control with two keys also, or a single key is also possible. Now, when I move the cube, okay, the cube is passing through with the sphere, the green color sphere. Similarly, okay, here, when I move towards to the left side, the cube is passing through inside the red color cube. This should not happen, okay, this is kind of a bug. Okay, so now we are going to discuss the concept of collision part. Okay, so basically collision is nothing but when two objects are trying to meet each other, when two objects are trying to intersect with each other, when two objects are trying to, uh, I mean, pass through each other. So that time we are calling the functionality called collision. Okay, that functionality only okay, we are calling as a collision. So basically, okay, take an example of a subway surf game. When you start play that, okay, the character will be keep on moving towards to the forward direction, and he's not literally grabbing the coins, and he's not literally grabbing the treasure. Okay, we are just moving right side and left side. And of the player body, okay, if it collides with the, I mean, if it touches with the coin object, immediately, okay, the coin will get destroyed from the screen and score value get increased. So that means when player and coin, when they are trying to meet each other, at the very first frame, okay, they are just finding the collision and they are just making that as kind of a scoring point. So in this kind of a 3D real-time rendering application, collision plays a major role. Okay, why? Because the collision only is deciding almost 90% of the gameplay. Like when you are developing a shooting game, if the bullet collides with the enemy, you will get the point. If the same bullet collides with your body, then you will lose the life. Similarly, in the subway surfer game, okay, if you collect the coins, then you will get the score. And if you collide with the barricade or a train compartment, the game is over. So that is what collision plays a major role. Okay, so now how to add a collision? Now in the current scene, the yellow color cube is passing through inside the green color sphere or the red color cube. Okay, now collision means okay, you don't I mean, you are not supposed to allow the other object to get enter into the your area. Okay, like when the player is moving in the environment, I have the liberty to walk only on the floor. but I can't go inside the wall. Okay, that is what the limitation. So that means, okay, here I have to use, or I have to bring the same concept. The yellow color cube, okay, it should go till it reaches the last point or the corner of the sphere. But the yellow cube, it should not go inside the sphere. So for that, if you want to bring such kind of a feature inside the gaming or inside any VR AR application, so you have to use the rigid body concept. Okay, yesterday okay, you have used the rigid body component, right? So basically, okay, rigid body component is one of the physics component. So once you attach that rigid body component, immediately, okay, the object will behave like a real world game object. Okay, so like in the real world, I can't go inside the wall. Okay, even like any object, okay, it should not go inside any other object. Okay, so now here I want to make my player also to behave like that. So select the player component physics rigid body. Component physics rigid body. See, I have attached a rigid body. So after attaching the rigid body, okay, if you click the play button, you can't control the player cube. Why? Because by default, the player cube has the rigid body. Rigid body has the gravity value. So because of that, okay, the cube is just moving down. So now in Unity, you can customize your components. Like I want the physics, but in the physics, okay, I don't want the gravity. Means, okay, I can just uncheck like this. See, for the player cube, I have attached a rigid body. So during the runtime, okay, the cube is pulling, the player is pulling down. Why? Because the gravity is applied. So now I don't want that particular feature. Apart from that, okay, I want all the other features. Okay, so I just removed the gravity. See here, use gravity, I just unchecked. Control S. Now, now the yellow color cube has all the physics except the gravity. Like how to check? See, I can move up, I can move down, but when I'm trying to move towards to the right side, see, now the yellow color cube is not able to pass through inside the green color sphere. Why? Because of the rigid body feature. Now the yellow color cube is become like a real world game object. And why the cube is bouncing back? Because of the real world physics. If you throw the ball on the wall, because of the physics, okay, the ball will get bounced back. Okay, that is what is happening. So when see, I'm applying the speed to the cube to move towards to the right side, but because of the rigid body and collider, okay, the cube is getting bounced back because of the force and the physics. Then how to fix this value? I don't want to make my yellow color cube to move back. Let it stay there only. So for that, okay, again, we can customize the component. You should know to customize the component. Like how? The rigid body, we have a constraints. Open the constraints. We have an option called freeze rotation. Just freeze the rotation. Control S. Now, if you move, you won't get collapse. Again, why? Because okay, I have just customized my parameter. Okay. Even like you can't go inside the red color cube. You can only stop at the edge. Okay. So if you want to make any objects which should not get intersect or pass through each other means okay, you have to follow this particular procedure. Okay, so now suppose if the green yellow color cube collides with the sphere, then let me treat my sphere as a coin for your understanding. Coin, and the red color cube is my enemy. So whenever the yellow color cube collides with the green color sphere, okay, I want to make my green color sphere to get destroyed, kind of a coin. Suppose if the same yellow color cube collides with the red color cube, okay, the red color cube is an enemy. So in that case, okay, I want to destroy the player. So how to write that? Okay, how to get that feature? Again, you have to depend on the coding. So in Unity, like how we have a start function and update function. Similarly, okay, we have many default functions. Okay, we have many default functions like awake, start, on enable, update, fixed update, late update, on trigger enter, on trigger exit, on trigger stay, on collision enter, on collision exit, on collision stay, on disable, on destroy. Like we have many default functions. All those functions won't come by default in the script. Based on your requirement, okay, you can use it. So that is what the C Sharp Unity game programming. Okay, so now I want to implement the logic or the feature of whenever the yellow color cube collides with the green color sphere. Okay, I want to make the green color sphere to get disappear from the screen. In the other way, like whenever I collide with the red color cube, I want to make my player cube to get disappear from the screen. So that is what the logic or the feature which I'm going to apply. So basically in Unity, we have one function called on collision enter, like public void on collision enter. So this is a Unity default function. This is not my own function. Okay, this is a Unity default function like on collision enter and which has the parameter. Okay, which has a parameter. The use of this parameter is whenever the player cube is colliding with someone else, as per my requirement, okay, so if it is a green color sphere, then I want to destroy. If it is a red color cube, okay, I want to destroy myself. So that is the logic. So whenever I'm going to interact with someone else, I want to know with whom I'm colliding, with whom I'm interacting. So based on that only, okay, I can take a call. So that is why this particular parameter is using. Collision is a data type, and this small c collision is a parameter name, okay, variable name. Okay, so now first I should know whether this particular function is working or not. Like destroy, or not destroy, sorry, debug, right, debug dot log, go back. Don't forget to save the script. Why? Because okay, you would have written so many logic or you would have added so many lines of code, but without saving, okay, all those changes won't be reflect on the gameplay. So that is why, okay, don't forget to save. The shortcut is Control S. Okay, click the play button. Now, see, we have got a statement called collided. Yes, the yellow color cube is collided with the green color sphere. So this particular statement is getting printed. Okay, this is how, okay, you have to debug your application. Okay, so now, yes, it is happening. But now I don't want this output. I want to make my green color sphere to get destroyed. Okay, so destroy. As I said here, what I should destroy. This particular parameter is helping us to know with whom I'm colliding with. So now I'm going to collide with the one which I'm colliding. So destroy collision dot game object means whenever I'm colliding with someone, that other one, the opponent one will get destroyed. See, here green color is destroyed, but here, but this is not my requirement. My requirement is if it is a sphere, then only it should get destroyed. If it is a red color cube, then the player should get destroyed. So here you have to add a condition like if a collision dot game object dot name. I'm not just going to compare with the color. I have the option to compare with the name of the game object. Okay, like where to get the name? Go back. Okay, this is the name. Okay, so the green color sphere, I have named it as a coin. You can copy that name. And here, okay, you can compare the string value. If at all, if the opponent name which is equal to coin means, then you can destroy that particular game object. Else, if it is an enemy, then destroy this dot game object. This dot game object. Okay, this indicates this particular script, okay, which I am going to attach for the cube, I mean the player cube. So the player cube will get destroyed. Okay, so like that, okay, you have to keep on learn the programming language like this. Okay, especially in the programming features. Okay, in the gaming programming. Okay, so now go back, click the play button. See, the cube got destroyed. And here, the player is destroyed. Pratima Gamini. Pratima Gamini. Ma'am, kindly mute your mic. Pratima Gamini. Pratima Gamini.
Yes, sir. I muted.
Yeah, thank you. So this is one feature. Okay, so now, like suppose, okay, you are going to work on the UI part. Okay, when you are going to work on the UI part, okay, so that is a different coordinate system. Okay, so like game object, we have a separate components for the UI design. Okay, why? Because okay, UI means okay, it is only on the 2D aspect. But if it is 3D object means okay, you can feel the depth of the object. But in the UI means okay, it will always come in the front screen. Okay, there you can't find the depth of the UI. Okay, so that is what UI. Okay, so 3D object is a different coordinate system and UI is a different coordinate system. So now, suppose if I want to create a button. Okay, so first, okay, you have to go under the game object, UI, then here, okay, we have an option like button. Okay, so just click the button and button has a text. So here the Unity is asking us to import the TMP essentials. Okay, so that is the library, okay, which is helping us to show the text in our gaming application. So just click import. Close this. Now, let me zoom out. Can you see? I have a button. Okay, I have one button in my scene window. And if you look at the hierarchy, I just added the button. But I don't have only a button. Okay, button has a parent called canvas. Along with that, okay, I have one more object called event system. So basically here, the canvas is a 2D manager. Okay, he is taking the responsibility of controlling all the UI related elements inside the application. So whenever okay, you are going to add any UI related elements inside your application, at the very first time, the canvas will be created and under that, okay, you can find that object, the element. Following that, okay, if you are adding more UI element means, okay, all the other UI elements will be added under the same canvas. Okay, so now what is the use of canvas? Canvas is a 2D game manager. He is taking the responsibility of adjusting the position and adjusting the size of all the UI elements, which is related to the screen resolution. Why? Because our application is not only executed only in the PC or in the laptop. Okay, so somebody will explore in the mobile and somebody will explore in the projector. So based on that resolution, the UI also has to scale. So that is why, okay, this particular canvas is taking a role of adjusting all those features. Okay, so now button is added. Here, you can see button is looking very huge in the scene window. And if you look at the cube, okay, which is looking very tiny in the scene window. So this is what the difference between the UI coordinate system and the 3D object coordinate system. Okay. So all the game objects has a different coordinate system and the UI has a different coordinate system. Okay. You don't need to worry about this. Okay. The UI will always look like this. Why? Because immediately, okay, you look at the game window. So in the game window, the button is looking properly. But only in the scene window, it will look very bigger. It will come like that only. Okay, you don't need to worry about that. So now select the canvas. The first setting is in the inspector, you have to remember the canvas scaler, the UI scale mode is constant pixel size that you have to change into scale with screen size. Scale with screen size means wherever okay, you are going to open this particular application, according to that resolution, okay, the canvas has to adjust the button's position and size based on that particular resolution. So that is what the option or the use of the scale with screen size option. Now select the button. See here, the beauty of 2D is like all the display screens are in rectangular form. You can compare your PC or a laptop or your mobile or a TV or a projector or a web page, or you can take any displays. All the displays are in the rectangular form. In that rectangular form, okay, we have 9 constant anchor points. That is left top, top left, top middle, top right, center left, center, and center right, and bottom left, bottom center, and bottom right. Okay, that is what the anchor points. See, let me select the button. Here, okay, you can see the transform. Okay, this is a rect transform. If you select the 3D game object, okay, that is a normal transform. But when you select the UI element, okay, that is a rect transform. See here, okay, you can find the red color and yellow color arrows. Okay, you just click, you can find that anchor points. See, top left, top middle, top right, middle left, middle center, and middle right, bottom left, bottom center, and bottom right. Okay, this is for the anchor points. You take any display, these points are common in all the display screens. Suppose if you want to place your UI within these anchor points means select the button, Control and Alt together. You can click this square mark and you can decide. See, I'm just keep on selecting a different anchor. Based on that, the button is placed in a different anchor points. See? So while designing the UI, okay, so you have to follow all these procedures and you have to design your UI. Okay, so now let me keep it in the center of the screen. Okay, even like, okay, you can ask why we have to follow only this anchor points means, okay, no. First you place either one of these anchor points. Later, okay, you can slightly move up, down also, not an issue. Okay, because this is a procedure. Okay, you can follow it like this. Now, canvas, right click, UI, add an image. Okay, so place the image like this. Now you want to increase this image as a background. So Control and Alt together, select and increase this. See now the image, this is an empty image element, okay, which is covered the whole game window. The reason UI will always dominate the 3D game object. Okay, you don't need to worry. Why? Because UI will get always the first preference in the gaming or in any application. Okay, that only will come at the first phase of UI. Okay, is the first phase of our application. So that is why okay, UI will always dominant in the application. So now here, if you want to show any background image, see yesterday okay, I have downloaded two different images, white color and pink color. We can't just drag and drop these images in the image. Why? Because image is a UI element. Okay, UI means okay, which has only the 2D, okay, which doesn't have a 3D. Which doesn't have a Z-axis. Okay, which has only the X-axis and Y-axis. And now, if at all, if you want to show any image or if you want to use any image inside the image UI element means you have to change the format. Okay, like let me show. Mm, Save the image as JPEG, the desktop, PG, save. And you can't directly apply on the image. Okay, what you have to do is, okay, you have to bring inside the Unity project window like this. After that, also, okay, you can't apply. Why? Because, okay, you have to change the format. Like select that image, go to the inspector. We have a texture type. So the texture type is a default. Okay, if it is a default means you can use this image file on top of the 3D objects. But my requirement is, okay, I have to use this image for the UI design. So you have to change this default into sprite 2D and UI. Okay, sprite 2D and UI and apply. After that, select the image. In the inspector, okay, we have an option called source image. That time, okay, in that place, okay, you can drag and drop the PG. See? So this is how, okay, you have to create the UI. So you have to remember all these steps. Okay, so now you can align the button. And even like under the canvas, okay, you can add text, text mesh pro. Okay, you can change the name like FDP day 2 like that. So whenever okay, you're going to interact with the UI, okay, you have to follow a certain type of programming, like select the button, the inspector. We have an option called on click. Okay, this is what the place where you have to call the functionality. Okay, whenever okay, you are going to interact with the button, so what kind of a functionality you want to execute, okay, that has to be called here. And I forgot to explain the event system. So basically, event system also has come along with the canvas. The use of event system is interacting with the 3D objects is a different way, but interacting with the UI is a different. Okay, UI means like buttons, scroll bar, option button, checkbox, and like okay, this is what the UI element. So here we you can click, okay, you can tap, you can drag, you can check, you can uncheck, you can adjust the slider, like okay, the functionality will be different. So all the UI related interaction features and all have already written in the event system. So don't delete this. If you delete, then your interaction logic won't get executed. So that is why, okay, the event system is very, very important. Okay, so now one small functionality, like whenever I'm going to click this button, so let me rename the content as start. See, basically, button has two components. One is the area, the background panel. And if you open that, okay, inside that, okay, you can find a text. So in the text place, I have changed the default text value as start. Okay, if you want to change the color, okay, you have an option. Okay, you have an option like here. Okay, yeah. And you can bold, you can adjust the font size, you do anything. Like my feature, okay, whenever I'm going to press this start button, okay, I want to disappear the whole page. Okay, so here, select the button, go to the inspector, scroll down. The on-click place is still empty. I didn't decide, okay, what I supposed to do whenever, okay, this button is going to pressed. So first you have to click the plus symbol and drag the whole canvas. No, don't drag the whole canvas. Okay, this is not the proper procedure. None. Canvas. Let me create one empty panel called main menu. and remove that image. Bring these three UI element like image, button, text, all these three things under the main menu like this. Control S. Whenever okay, you are going to interact with the button, you have to call that functionality here. What kind of functionality? I want to hide the whole main menu. So drag the main menu here. Function, game object, set active, false. Actually, this is what actual Unity programming, okay, you have to learn because I am working many years, okay, I'm just doing correctly. So you have to learn properly, like set active false. When you click the play button, okay, it was written. See, that's it. Yeah. Even like, okay, so if you want to add any audio file or a music file, okay, so you can just drag and drop inside the project window and you can drag and drop inside the scene window. Like, let me go to downloads. So I have a music file like, yeah, this is a music file. This is a MP3 file. So if at all, if you want to play a background music in your application, okay, you just bring inside the assets folder first. See, this is a music file. Inside the Unity also, okay, you have a video, I mean the music player. Okay, so you can play the music and you can check. Suppose, okay, if you want to play this music file, when you click the play button means, okay, you can just drag and drop inside the hierarchy. That's it. Play on awake and enable the loop. Okay, play on awake means, okay, when you play the background, I mean, when you execute the game, automatically, okay, the music also will play in the background. Okay, that is what the option of play on awake. Then looping means, okay, the music file we can play again and again. So if at all, if you want to play this music file, then you need a component called audio listener. So that is there by default in the camera. So you don't need to worry. So this is for your information, like Control S, click the play button. So I think, okay, you can hear the background music also. Like start. Yeah, still, okay, we have many tools, we have many concepts, but at least, okay, I have just covered something which is really important to concentrate on the AR VR. Yeah, yeah, that's it, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, I have done the session. If at all if they have any doubts, okay, so they can ask, ma'am. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, requesting participants, if you are having any question, please ask. It is open for question and answer.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Thank you for the valuable session, sir. I am working
Thank
in
you,
this
sir.
domain, sir. That's why I know the value of this, all these points. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank
Both
you,
the
sir. Thank you,
divisions
sir.
I'm working. I'm Dean R&D, sir. And
Okay, sir.
one more thing is, if possible, you can share me that about the diverse medical applications, sir. Actually,
I will share. I will
yeah,
share.
That's what all I'm asking. Okay, I understand each and everything very clearly, sir, because I'm working
Okay, sir.
practical on this, sir. Please share that, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so actually I have one more session. So that time, like whatever the VR which we have developed for that medicine, I mean that healthcare, so
Yeah,
that we have recorded as a 360 video. So that I will play and I will show you, sir. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so by
Recently,
looking
I
into
given the
it,
session on this, sir, on these medical students only directly live.
yes, sir.
That's why the
Ah.
reason it is useful for anatomy students actually. Okay, sir.
Not only anatomy, sir, all the medical students. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Any other doubts from the participants? Just fill the feedback form. And I request the participants, please switch on your video. We'll take one more one photograph. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Nevertheless, on behalf of the organizing committee, we sincerely thank Mr. Ramesh Kumar K, Technical Manager, TSI XR, for the highly informative and engaging sessions, especially today and today session. So more interactive sessions, sir, on foundations of extended reality and Unity 3D environment overview and immersive VR in the healthcare. The combination of clear conceptual explanations with hands-on demonstrations and practical exercises greatly enhanced the learning experience and helped the participants gain real-time exposure to XR tools and interaction techniques. So we truly appreciate your efforts, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Participants, please fill the feedback, and already it is shared in the chat box. So please fill that feedback. So that is take it as attendance. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we'll meet on tomorrow, day 3 sessions. Thank you. Thank you all.